Okay, so we're diving deep today into a case that's really stuck with people. The disappearance of Annie McCarrick back in 1993 in Dublin, March 26th to be exact. And we've got a lot of material news reports, investigative stuff, timelines. And what we want to do is kind of pick out the big things for you, right? Not just what happened, but like the whys and the hows and, the really interesting things that have happened recently with this case.
It's pretty amazing how a case like this stays with the public for so long, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Annie was just 26, an American woman, but she'd really, she'd made a life for herself in Dublin, had a job, friends, was excited for her mom to come visit her just a few days later, actually. And
Yeah.
that right there, that detail about her mom's visit, well, it kind of tells you something, right? It's not someone who's planning on just disappearing.
Right, exactly. So let's break down that day, right?
Yeah.
We know for sure from CCTV and a shop receipt that she was at a bank in Sandymount that morning, then a supermarket, and that last confirmed sighting is around 11 a.m. at the bank. It's the afternoon that gets a little fuzzy, right? She was apparently seen leaving her apartment around 3:15, maybe got on a bus heading towards the Wicklow Mountains.
Yeah, that's where it gets tricky, right?
Yeah.
The sightings after she left her apartment, those are the ones that really matter. Was it actually Annie? Was
Yeah.
she going to these places on purpose? It opens up a lot of possibilities because we don't know for sure. And remember, at first, the investigation looked at the Vanishing Triangle. I mean, for
Yeah.
anyone, I don't know, that's the area where a bunch of women disappeared in the 90s.
Right, yeah.
So they were looking at that at first.
So at first they're thinking maybe this is connected to this bigger thing.
Exactly.
But then the really big deal, the case gets upgraded to a murder inquiry 30 years to the day after Annie disappears.
Right. That's not just paperwork.
No.
That means they know something.
Yeah, and it's because of new info tied to these two brothers who lived near Annie in Sandymount. And one of them is suspected of stalking her, maybe even assaulting her right before she vanishes. So that's a big shift away from, something happening out in the mountains like they thought at first.
It's like they're back to square one, focusing on where she lived.
Yeah. So to recap, we know Annie was in Sandymount until the afternoon, but after that, it's a mystery. And now these two brothers, they're the main persons of interest, which is huge because they were actually questioned way back when this all happened and they gave an alibi. So what changed, right? What new information, or maybe they looked at the old information differently, what made them the focus now?
That's the million-dollar question, right?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they looked at what they said back then and saw something new, or maybe there's some tiny detail they missed before that's important now.
Mm-hmm.
And there's that appeal for information about Annie's handbag. It was big brown leather.
Right.
They're still looking for it, so it's got to be important.
Makes you think right after all this time and all these different leads, the biggest clue might be right back where she lived. It really makes you wonder what they missed at the beginning, right? What they maybe didn't think was important, and then that's coming up now.
It just goes to show you that these cold cases, man, they're complicated. And it's the digging and the looking again and again that makes the difference. And, the fact that they're still trying to find answers for Annie's mom after all these years, it's really something. It says a lot about how these unsolved cases affect people. It makes you think maybe someone out there knows something, even a little thing they remember could be the missing piece. You never know.
Absolutely.
It's worth thinking about.